Hey everyone, and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. This is the Great Western Railway. We're watching our new train pull into our new station, Montgomery. Today we're going to finish off this station and give it all its tracks and work on the signals in particular. I want to make sure that we have the ability to go to multiple platforms, and that's actually going to be the focus of today's episode, how to get multi-platform routing to work, and then also how to get those signals just right so all that is flagged correctly. We did this a little bit last time. We did the kind of like the basic version, and we're going to do the absolute complex version now. So this tunnel, I've decided that probably should just be a bridge. So we'll need to do that. And then down the line, I also want to start doing cargo. And so we need to make sure that we're prepared for that. Currently, the traffic comes in on the left and that'd be cargo, so it would be dropped off. It would go through, and then on the opposite side, it doesn't really have a place, and that's fine. I plan not to do that on the way out, so that can stay the way it is. Cargo, though, however, needs to go across to the left. We want to go directly from Montgomery, which is out there. Sorry, not Montgomery, to Maybury. And what we want is find someone to help us. Yeah, we want to come across there, and then we want to go across to the left here. So we need a cross point across there. And so it's a little bit hilly. It shouldn't be too hard. We'll spur off here and go around and just do a little bit of terraforming. The road might be problematic. I'm guessing under or over, obviously. I don't want a crossing on such a main road or main track line. And yeah, we just want to make sure that this new passenger line through here is going well. We need to look into that. And as I said, we're going to go look at all these signals and make sure that's correct. So if the car goes down the line, actually just highlight something so we can see where the line is. The other thing I want to do is to expand the station here so we have a bypass, much like the other one we just saw. I want to make it so that there is in one direction a bypass, and in particularly for this station, all of this stuff needs to go down the line. So trains coming in this direction would be bypassing and not stopping for cargo, that is. So that's going to take a lot of work. So my plan is to do a jump cut, and we are going to see the end result of what I think personally is going to be about 3 to 4 hours of twiddling with tracks and signals and everything else. So let's jump across to the future, and we'll talk about what it took to get this finished, and we'll finish off some of the things I've deliberately left not perfect. And welcome back to the approach to Montgomery. As you can see, that tunnel has been changed into a bridge. It's still pretty high, but it's functional. And we are presented with a set of gantries, and then we're actually going to stop right here. I'm going to explain the thinking of this particular light that just went then. So let's jump out of that view. You'll actually notice I've actually given it a name. Montgomery westbound entry signal. And so the idea is this is going to be gating all the yards in front of us. And then on the way out, there's also one on over here. I mention this because a lot of the trains we're going to be doing, particularly with cargo, they're going to be express trains. And sometimes it's not actually clear about what their passenger line is. So what I've done is I've named these, and actually we'll get rid of this. And then what happens is I'm tagging them on the way in and the way out. So it also helps you understand the direction of things. So for example, Montgomery is right here, and we're coming down the line towards Tannery. So what I can do is I can add the signal, and this one I've named Montgomery eastbound, so that's going east. So that's north, and so east to the right. And I've just given it a name. There's nothing special about it. It's just a normal signal. And then that way, and then when we come from Tannery, which is just there in front of us, we wanted to use the entrance one. And you go, why are you doing that? Well, it matters when you want a specific track to be used so that all of your routing is possible. So if there was more than one way of getting to this station, now this is in and out, so it's fine, but you can use this technique to start the flow into your station, and you'll see why that's important very, very soon. So yeah, name your signals. You don't have to, you could just call it the default name, but I personally think it's easier to remember it, and that way when we have it on the line, you actually see it. If you click on the signal, we actually see the line that goes through here, and then it goes past here, and then we get to our first point. So I've used the triple point system that was added in the autumn update just to keep the whole yard compressed. And so if we look at the line right now, it comes in, and then at the moment it just goes across to this platform. So I wanted platform 1, or at least these platforms over here on the right hand side, to be the primary platforms. Now I'm thinking a little bit long term here. I know that this line is going to go off and go all the way over to Swinton. So I know that realistically we're never really going to be on platform 1. It's always going to be towards us. So in this case, I've set it up so it's platform 2. You can see right here, platform 2. At the moment, you'll notice there's no other things available. So if we try to do these, even though yellow means you can get to the station, and you can see that right here. So partially can. So you can see that we can get in only to platform 2, but we can get out of any of the 3 stations or platforms we just chose, the yellow ones, and then get outbound. So it's partially a success. Now, what we want is for those 2 to work, right? And your question is, why doesn't it work? Actually, I'll leave that line up so we can see it. And then I'm going to press, yeah, that's good enough. So you can see we've entered this signal, and you can kind of see the hint of what's wrong here and what the fix is, because we went past this signal happily. So this signal is a standard Great Western Railway signal on a bar, and what this represents is for the train coming forward, there can only be one viewer of this. This is only viewed by one platform, one track. This says that normally it's a height thing like a tree, and so the main line, this would be the main line. So normally this would be the tallest, and then left, and then left. And it's called main line, and then left 1, left 2. And so the tallest stick would be this one, and then onwards. If this was the main line, the middle one, then this stick would be the tallest, and then obviously on the left too. Because we have this spur down the line, even though this is not technically part of this point system here, I have the indicator that there's a spur line over here that goes to a dead end. So that's what that represents. This is not modeled in the game. The way this works is you have to, I don't know how I can see this. Is it under, how do I see this? I think I need to be placing one. Yeah, so you can see that all 3 of those are just after the point starts right there. The point's that big black box right there in the middle. And yeah, they sit, risky track width apart up there. So I have no way of indicating this point up here back at this signal. And maybe in Transport Fever 3 this will be possible, but in 2 it's not. The thing is, these are currently into the point, right? And so risky, the stop position is roughly where that not compatible word is, which is a little bit too far forward, right? And that's what's happening up here. These 3 are signals. These 3 are waypoints. You go, what's the difference? I've never really understood the difference. These indicate to a train how far you can move forward. So the train will literally stop about there. Now, the game's smart enough to make that point where this train will miss it, but it misses it by like a foot at best. And in realistically, you would never stop there in the real world. You'll never stop on points in the real world. So what you want is these to actually just to be an indicator and not actually a true semaphore. And that's the difference between a signal, this one, see this doing its thing, this one's a signal, and these are waypoints. They look exactly the same, but these do not control traffic. So if all 3 of these were red, the train would still sit back here. or so if it won't move up forward unless, or how I say this better, all of these, one of these will have to be green for this to be flag green, and then the train will move forward. It won't wait up here. And this actually relates to why we can't get into the station. This is a signal. These are signals, and it says signal right there. And you can also tell by the icon, they're a signal rather than a waypoint. The train currently is configured to go to Mount Guthrie, platform 2. The last signal between the previous thing, in this case, the previous thing was Tannery or that previous signal behind us, and here, the very last signal it passes is an inferred signal. So realistically, because we chose platform 2, which puts it onto this third signal, realistically, as we enter past Tannery, past the entry signal behind us, realistically, we have this signal on the list. And then it goes to Mount Guthrie, so it's looping around to the top, right? So it's an inferred signal. So even though it's not in the list, because you've chosen platform 2, the last signal before it, this one, becomes the lock. And then it's obvious why we can't get to the other platforms, because once you've passed this point and you're at this arrow, there is no other choices to be had. So the question is, how do you get these to signal where you're going without actually being a signal? And that's the difference between a signal and a waypoint. These signals are designed to be the same style as these, but only show activity rather than actually cause activity. So you actually will also notice that this actually doesn't stick on here. I actually had this working and fixed. The signal ones actually are a little bit more to the right. So you can see that this one is kind of like above the rail. But if we go back and look at a waypoint, this one is a little bit over here. So waypoint ones are a little bit more to the left because they're designed to be on these T things, right? These ones, the signal ones, are designed to be on gantries. And so when you put them on gantries, they all fit nicely and line up just as you expect. And that's basically a good indication that you've got something wrong. If the very first signal is way out here and not kind of like equally, in a good spot on top of the mast here, you've got it wrong. So let's flip these out to make them waypoints instead. Now, sometimes you may have to, there's a 0.5 offset, so you can look at the wording here. Sometimes if you're on a curve like I am here, you may need the 0.5 offset. And so that's actually an example. See how it's on either side? That's because I'm using the offset one. But if I don't use the offset one, I can get in the middle. I can get it in the middle. And do I want to try the offset one? No, I'll use that one. But depending on where you are, that's how that goes. Now, just for my gameplay, I've actually been renaming these. I've been renaming all these major systems. So this is Mount Guthrie westbound, which is that direction, into passenger terminal 4. And so this one is going to be into terminal, is it 3? Yeah, 3. And then this one is going to go into terminal 2. Now, you don't have to do that, particularly because those 3 particularly, you'll never put them on a route if you want to do multi-selection. So now, if we look at that route again, do this. So we need to click on the station because I lost everything. And manage the line. I deleted that one before, so the entry signal's back there. That's the entry into this whole area. You can see that we've got a nice big blue entry signal, right? And then you can see waypoints, which I've already got these correctly set. And these are waypoints. And so basically the block that we are in is between this signal right there. You can see the arrow indicating that we're using it. And then it's optionally going to go through one of these, but it hasn't caused a routing decision. It doesn't force a route. They'll just show as an animation someone using it. You can see that one's active. and this one's the same. These three will show that. So now, once we get to Mount Guthrie, so Risky, that was the last signal, and those 2 waypoints are ignored from a listing point of view. If I choose here, you can now see that platform 3 is now available. Now platform 4 is not available because you can go in, but there's no way to get out, which is by design with the way I decided to make the tracks. And same with platform 1, we've got no way to get to it, but there is a way out. And so basically I'm treating this one as a one-way that way, and I'm treating that one as a one-way that way. And yeah, that's the way it is. And to the extent you actually can see, I've actually put a one-way signal on that left-hand one to force it so that I never make that mistake that this is one way going out. Now we're never going, the one way for the left one is forward, so I'll put a one way at the other end of the platform once that area has been done. The other thing you can do just for the fun of it is put in these warning signals. So these won't stop people. Once again, these are waypoints. Same place under here, under waypoints, over here on the right hand side. So we don't want stop signs here because you would never stop just before a station. There's no way in a train system that you will clear a train up to just before a station. It's just not safe, because if another train is in the station, you do not want another train stopping a couple of yards before it. So these are just saying you may proceed into the station, and at the end of the station there is either a red light or not. So if this was an express, for example, that's bypassing the station going through, these would flag whether at the other end of the station there's a red, which we definitely will have, much like these. Okay, so that now means that we have all the routing. And so let's put that into the action and practice doing that for cargo. Before we do that, do a bit of show and tell. Actually, let's watch this go in and we can see it choose. So we'll do a ride along, and you can see that one's flagged. And you can see that that right-hand one dropped for us, because we're going to go all the way across the platform 2, which is the second on the right. The next one's flagged. And this is how you get flagging for points. And then you can see the yellow saying it's okay to proceed into the station. Ultra cool, absolutely correct, and it's the best you can do in Transport Fever 2. Now, there's a couple of small complications, like normally those triple things, they actually should be before the points rather than like on them. So that's a small thing that I would like to, for perfectionism, do it. These guys are busy. This station, or this new line, is so successful. I'm loving watching both the far end and this end. The staircases being worked. That's fantastic. And you can see as it comes out, that flag there went, and then going out, we don't actually have much. Now, we don't have a signal here because you're not allowed to go to the right. This is basically a one-way track, and so there's no need for a signal there. And same thing here, this is a join, so there's no need, and that big gantry flagged it. And then right over here, this guy will flag when, let's try and get the angle right, when we actually get to the last point. That starts the block. The game has an inferred signal right there. And so once it entered the block, which was from there to there, it flagged that, and then out we go. All right, let's have a look at my handiwork for the cargo, and then we'll do a cargo route. So over here, it was fun. See our new, I don't know what you call it, triangle. So I've peeled off to the right-hand side, like I said. Had to do a fair bit of terraforming. I actually tried to go up and over because of this ridge up here. I tried to take the road up, but it was just like, a steep, huge grade. So I ended up just carving our way through here. Basically, this was the dome of the land, and so I just kept this flat. This is a flat road, and then just wound it around and then up. So we have into here, we have an entry point. This really should be one of those gantry things. And then for that train, there's another simple point there protecting this one. You're only allowed to go to the left. That's why it doesn't have it. This is for outbound. And then in we go. So we actually can repeat what we just did going this way. You can see how busy we are for this platform. Currently, what that line's doing is it goes through here, both directions. It goes here, and then it goes around, goes over to Sutton, and then comes back onto the same platform. So it would be kind of nice to use both platforms. So since this one on the left-hand side is towards us, it'd be kind of nice to go forward on the right, which is kind of the opposite for the UK system, and then on the way back, come through here. So let's see if we can quickly put this into action, and it shouldn't be too hard from a points point of view just to get this right. I think we can just squeeze in that into there. Is that a good idea? Actually, no, I think what we might do is we'll run some parallel tracks, and yeah, so I'm trying to work out what's the best place to merge this in. Yeah, let's merge it into about... It's not snapping to the track. What I really would like it to snap right there. Snap. Yeah, I would like it to be on the side of this track. I'm not sure why it's not. Oh, you may notice there's new, we've got new bolsters at the end. I found a nice mod by JK that changes it to the red and white. And actually, let's change it to these non-boring ones. That'll do. So as it comes out, it comes through here, and then, yeah, then we need to merge in. So yeah, that's good. And then around here, I think I made it a little bit too long. And done. So now, when we're coming inbound, we'll need to do signals for this. We can't share this one. So this one is using that piece of track right there. And so we would have to have another one. We can actually quickly do it. So put down your waypoint ones first. Waypoint, remember? Waypoint. And we'll put that one there. And I'm trying to make sure that they're lined up. And that one there. Assets. This thing. Short thing. Right span 2, go old please, choose the second track, and before we know it, we now have waypoints, and so simple as that, they will flag as needed. We actually don't need it to be that wide, so we can configure that after the spot, and we turn on the left, turn on the right, and this is a very common thing that you'll see. So let's say that the right hand side is the main one, so that would be taller, and then this would be shorter. So now on the way out, I think we can go through and out, and then we can go through and out. So now we can modify that thing quite quickly. Ivory coaster, manage the line, and then we're going from tannery to ivory, and then we go into ivory. We're going to now have why aren't you happy? So this is a good example of the signals. You can see right here, this signal is saying that I'm only willing to go in one particular way. So normally we're coming up here, and then we can say on the way back, I would prefer you to be on 2, and then that works. But if it's busy, what I would like is for us to actually have gone to the left as the secondary choice. And so the way we can fix that is by changing this signal and saying, hey, sometimes you are allowed to approach in the other direction. And then at the other end of the platform, we are going to need a signal that says, hey, it's all right to go forward. This is going to be a real signal, and it's not going to be one way. We're going to say it is okay to go that way if you happen to come in reverse. And then if we look at that line, now we can choose the other platform. So going from Montguthrie to Ivory, that's from the bottom here of the screen up, we want to choose platform 3 by default, which it is, and then alternately go to 2, And then on the way back, we want to follow the yellow and go the same thing. We want to choose platform 2, that one right there. But alternatively, you can go to 3. So we've gained 2 extra platforms for that. I don't think the yellow train is as lucky. I don't think we've got a way of letting it come through here and then coming over here. We could add another track for that, but I don't think it's worth it. And then we have this flagging which way you're going in, and it says, hey, by the way, you're about to go in and go left or right. And then on the way out, it makes no difference. This is saying, hey, go forward. Now, I use one of these in this situation because I do want to put a pole right in the middle, and the other option is to put a girder over it, which is a little bit too much. Up here, we could have done that as well. I'll do that off camera. That one easily could have... we'll do it now. It doesn't take long. So this is going to be the one controlling the segment. And then actually, do we have a control? Yeah, so this is the signal controlling because they're waypoints. I did use waypoints. I was correct, wasn't I? Yeah, waypoint, yeah. I can just scroll up for it. And so we can quickly put some waypoints here saying, hey, by the way, this is what's happening. And we can say that to the left-hand side, it's going full tilt fast because it's down to the valley. And then we'll put in one of these, choose the correct track, get it underneath, and I think we can change the size of that to that. Yep. And there you have it. So now they will flag saying, hey, you're about to go left or right. So this is the signal that's, so this is Ivory, eastbound entry. And so if you ever wanted to put a waypoint on something, that's what we could do. And we actually could do that on the Ivory one, for example. Manage the line. After we exit Mont Guthrie, go through Tannery, you will go via the Ivory eastbound entry. All right. Just gives you an idea of what direction things are going. Now, I'm being overly pedantic here about what's required. But yeah, you can do that type of thing. All right, let's get the cargo done. The last thing to show you is the way we can do cargo. So before, this used to have 2 platforms, and now there's one in the middle. And you can see as we come inbound, everything's on the left comes in, and yeah, in. And then actually that point is a forward only, so we can actually say yes there and not have any complaints. And then you can see, let me see if I can make this a little bit easier to see. Coming in, only the passenger train, the yellow, peels off, so it goes to the left, and so it's in and out. Going southbound, which is that direction and forward, everything goes through the bypass. And then coming the other way, everything goes through the cargo one. So everybody will get jammed up on the cargo coming northbound, which is that direction. But half of the traffic has been alleviated. But yeah, so all I had to do was delete everything from these 2 tracks to the left. I added the track in, added the platforms back, added this back, added the platforms back, and then this drop-off point for the alcohol used to be sitting right there, so I had to put that across the road. All right, and then down in Maybury, last thing I did is Maybury line used to come in, which is the Maybury Valley line, used to come in over to the right one. So I've used the same thing again, put a waypoint one here and signal that the entrance to this whole area, which is back here. So back here, actually this one can be changed to the one way of doing it. Back here somewhere, yeah, right here, there we go. This is the Maybury Valley inbound signal. If you go to the left, it is the southern bypass. You can see that this is chosen Maybury Valley passenger entry. If we go to the left, it would go to the cargo ones. So basically, and then we're going to choose the 2 platforms. This has chosen the left platform. I haven't named these. And perfect example. I'm pressing pause so we see this. This train, its primary choice, manage the line into Maybury, is platform 1. Platform 1 is this one on the right hand side right there. And so it tried to go with the right hand side, but it was full. And so the alternate, see how this is duller, like a half color, it's chosen to go to the left instead. And so yeah, and you can see that indicated right there. If these were signals, we couldn't do that. It just won't let you do it. You know, we could definitely have a signal back here somewhere before the points, but that would just be one signal, where this one, we get to see that. You can see on these ones, I labeled this one cargo left, cargo middle, cargo right. You can use any naming standard you want. I could copy that, and I could, on this one, call this one passenger left, for example, and then we could call this one passenger right. You can use the name of the platform. There's various wings, but yeah, you can see this coming in, and autosave kicking in. I changed my autosave to 30 minutes, so hopefully we won't see too many of them. I still don't want to lose progress, and so you can see that coming in. We got the yellow signal. And then as soon as its tail has cleared the points, this guy, he moved forward to here. So you can see actually there's a third stop here, and then there's one right in front of us. This guy is, where are you going? You're Great Dot. So you're trying to go forward. And it's just because that guy hasn't cleared a semaphore. We could probably put one about here. Where are we? So yeah, about here, and that would give us the ability to have a little bit more forward progress. There we go. Now, I don't want the back of the train though to be crossing the points, because that will stop someone else from coming in. I'd rather them do that. So once again, you can see that this signal here, it's a waypoint. So realistically, as you come into a system, there will be signals, and then there'll be waypoints. Now, in this case, these are the one outbound, so ignore them. Waypoints, 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 waypoints. So between the platform and risky free space, so way over here and way over here and way over here, this whole area riskily should be waypoints. Isn't that cool? We've got, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trains from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines right now in play. Let's make it 6. New line. We are going to go from Maybury Cargo. We're going to go up the line. We are going to hit, because we're going forward, we are going to hit, where is it? This bypass, the Nattery bypass. And then we're going to go down the line, down the line, down the line. Let's get rid of the whiteness. And we're going to go off to the right-hand side here. We don't need any of this. Coming through this way, we're going forward. We will stop at Nattery, because it's on the left-hand side the way we want to go. And we'll keep on going. And then we'll hit our entry signal into Montguthrie. Montguthrie. And then this is a cargo station, so it's going to go over here, and we're going to see it shows one. Let's choose so risky. I've got 2 to choose from. The right hand side one is forward only, or towards us, and then this on the left is risky. That's the dead track. It's the dead end, so that's not going anywhere. So risky, the 2 are what we can choose from. Let's keep it to the left for now, and it doesn't really matter. But as you can see, the yellow ones, so the 1 on the right and the 4 on the left, aren't available because there's not all the routes available. But we can choose 2. And as you can see, we've gone through these points. So we'll be through this one and this one to, is it correct? No, sorry, the left 2. This one and this one, because the third one is this purple one. So these 2 signals will get used, go out, and then on the way out, there's a whole lot of complex outbounds as well. All right, then on the way out, I'm going to choose the exit, so I understand what's happening right now. And then right here, even though it has chosen this track, we want to make sure it never ever goes on the passenger track. So I'll use the bypass. Now these are the ones I haven't got around to renaming, so I have to go back and look at. If I was ever looking at the route, I would have to look it up. And then we're going to go to the Ivory entry, and then technically I think this one hasn't got a name. Yeah, it hasn't got it, but it will be the Ivory eastbound exit, and back through here. Nattery is a station where we're putting the traffic on the left, so we may as well stop here anyway. Now we could have bypassed through it, and then back over here we're going to come through here. Now I'm clicking way more signals than required. We can say I want to go into the valley inbound. Now all of these are automatic. The game is more than happy to work this out. I'm going to go through the cargo entry, and then it's going to have all these platforms to choose from, which is where we started from. You can see that there's one currently going through there. Currently, the Maybury Valley line, the dark blue line, is on the right. The livestock is on the left, so let's use number 2 as our default. So we'll change this to 2, and we'll say that. Actually, I think I already chose it. Actually, that was my Guthrie. What I want is this one. I didn't scroll down. Yeah, 2 was the default, and then we're going to say that the other platforms are fully available to us as well. So you can see those light lines there. So yeah, isn't that cool? All right, so the last thing to do. Oh, that took tons of time. Last thing to do is find a train for this. And how much do you have on you, buddy? Yeah, you have a little bit. Do we have any inbound cargo trains? Boxcar train. So what I was going to do, you know what? This guy, let's reassign him. So you are now going to be on line 1. And because we did all that multi-platform stuff, it's going to be more than happy to do that. Let's call this a train cargo, and it's going to Montgomery. Let's call it the Monty. And there's our first one for that, and we'll keep that highlighted. And you can see that we've got 3 platforms available. Do we have any cargo from Monty yet? No, nothing yet. But things are really getting busy. Super busy. Look at that. It's completely overloaded this. We need to actually definitely buy some rolling stock. So it's going to stop here. Goes green. And then there's no points to choose from this platform, so there's no gantry. This one doesn't need to have both the things sticking out. And off they go. And yeah, success. I'm going to do some full speed here. This is always to the left, hence why it doesn't have a thing. So follow along, and we can see all those signals flagging. So most of them are still pretty basic. Up the hill. And looks like we're busy. I don't want to put too many signals in to bunch things up too much. I think that type of gap is okay. Basically, you want like three train lengths, I guess, in gap. If I turn the overlay off, do I lose the graphics? I don't. Awesome. So hopefully I won't click on anything and lose our train. A simple semaphore there. And hopefully we've done everything right. Yep, through the middle. Flag, flag. Down the line. So go up over the tunnel. And we'll watch this zoom into the big triangle thing. Yeah, this network is getting complex. I'm really happy that the signaling has come out really solid. Huge thank you. I think it's to JK or Isgar, I can't remember which one it is, who made the signal mod. It's been done really well. I know it's still just the base game mechanics and it's just more of an animation thing they've done, but it looks fantastic. Alright, so here we are off to our right hand side. And first time over this bridge ever for anything. And this line is going to get busy with cargo because basically half of the map's goods go through here. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that happen. As you can see, the things there. Yeah, we told it to stop here just in case it has something to drop off. I don't think it needs to. That town isn't a cargo town, so I think that might be an unnecessary stop, but we'll leave it in anyway. Around the corner. And we're into the simple signaling here, no reason for complex signaling. Now, as I said, clicking on all those additional waypoints and stuff, absolutely unnecessary. It's more of a way of just understanding what's going on when you look at the lines. So this is the entry point, and then we're going to choose left or middle. In this case we got the middle one because we chose 2 as our primary. We've already got the yellow flagged up there, see that way in front of us, and that's because there's no points between us and there. And first drop off, and actually half the reason why we don't actually have any needs is there is no cargo route here. We've got nothing delivering anything anywhere. But that will be it. Let's quickly turn this guy around and we'll watch this exit. And we'll call that the end of the episode. Hopefully you enjoyed that really signaling intensive episode. And also, you know, all of that detailing and extra track laying and roads and all that stuff I did behind the scenes. Let's get rid of that green. We don't need to see that anymore. And yeah, we'll say goodbye. Don't forget to subscribe to see more of this cool Great Western Railway stuff. We're going to have to add more rolling stock for sure. Everything's overwhelmed. The passengers are overwhelmed. Various other things are overwhelmed. And just expand the world as well. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. See you, everybody.